Happy New Year, GAWDA members. We hope you had a wonderful holiday season. We can't wait for you to see all that we have in store for 2026. Thank you again for making 2025 and our 80th anniversary year so special. Joining us first today on the show, as she does each month, is GAWDA's Vice President of Operations and Administration, Natasha Alexis.
Thank you, Steve. It is always great to be with you and to have this opportunity to speak with our members. I can't believe it is 2026. A new year already. We at GAWDA are going to do what we continue to do best, and that is to serve you, our members, continue to provide opportunities for each of you to connect with one another, to share those best practices, to keep you safe, and to keep you profitable. Today, Steve, I just want to highlight one of the ways our members can maximize their benefits in this new year, which is volunteering. Aside from volunteering to lead GAWDA, serving in the executive committee or board, which we can speak about on another episode, we're going to speak about our 8 committees, how you can volunteer to join one of these committees. And if you are a committee member, maybe an opportunity to lead the committee's efforts. Each of these 8 committees contribute to the advancing of the GAWDA mission and objective. You all have heard us say time and time again, GAWDA is a volunteer-led organization. We cannot do what we do without the generosity of our volunteers with your time and your expertise. So as we kick off the new year, just want to say thank you. We appreciate each of you. And here's another opportunity for some of you who are not yet involved in GAWDA to join. 8 different committees, 8 very different areas. We'll kick off first with government affairs. The Government Affairs Committee keeps us informed on what's happening in the regulation space and in DC. Some of you have seen these emails that come out from GAWDA. This content is put together by our Government Affairs Committee. Industry partnering. Industry partnering focuses on keeping our relationships healthy, the relationship between supplier and distributor. This committee also created the very successful Networking 360 and Best in Show programs. You've heard us rave about it. They've shown up in surveys as one of the best values that is offered at GAWDA. The industry partnering also works to strengthen our relationship with our sister associations, for example, AWS and their Excellence in Welding Award. Next up, the Insurance and Benefits Committee, which help bring members cost-effective benefits that you can't access elsewhere. Many of you know that GAWDA is comprised of small businesses. You don't get the same resources that those big Fortune 500 companies get. So the Insurance and Benefits partner with different companies to offer GAWDA members quality programs. Recently, the 401k pooled employer program launched about 2 years ago. Member services help us spread the word about the value of being part of GAWDA. You see member services here on GAWDA TV, sharing video interviews about how other members are taking advantage of this membership. You see them on LinkedIn. And most recently, the revamped newcomers event at our national meetings. They have put tremendous effort into making our new members feel welcome and acclimated to this GAWDA family. Next up, Safety Committee. They do just that. Keep us safe by putting so much time into creating those safety publications, all housed on our members only portal. The Safety Committee is also very involved in GAWDA University, helping us update the content housed there. Again, another benefit available to all GAWDA members, included in your benefits. Access today. Technology, keeping us in the know in this quickly, rapidly changing digital age. This year's theme, set by our president, Allison Earlbeck, is the human advantage in the digital age. A big theme for us this year. The Technology Committee successfully delivered 2 education sessions last year at the SMC. This year, we hope they are able to deliver different webinars on the many ways different members are using technology to advance their objectives. WGW supports women in the industry by networking in-person events and virtually throughout the year. They also offer grants to women in the industry to attend University of Industrial Distribution. Last but not least, the young professionals support the emerging professionals in this industry, again, with networking in person and virtual events. They have just expanded their offerings to offer growth workshops at our regional meetings. Steve, I know that was a lot. 8 different committees, 8 different areas of focus, again, all coming together to advance the mission and objectives of GAWDA. 8 different opportunities for members to join in on the efforts of these committees. Some have openings. Reach out to me. Please email me. Steve will drop my email here on the screen if you have questions. I'm happy to connect you with any of the regional chairs. It's a new year, and I hope all of you a very prosperous and healthy 2026. We look forward to continuing to serve each and every single one of you. Thank you.
As Natasha mentioned, links to learn more about GAWDA's volunteer committees are in the description below. GAWDA's committees work tirelessly on behalf of the GAWDA membership. If you're interested, we would highly encourage you to join one of GAWDA's committees in 2026. We've got a great show lined up for you today, so stick around right after a word from today's presenting sponsor, Weldcoa.
If your process requires a large volume of gas, cryogenic liquid, or supercritical fluid, we can automate it. Weldcoa engineers advanced systems that fully automate the connection between the bulk liquid supply and the application at hand. We have a proven history of designing custom systems for extractor units, CNC machines, vessel pressure testing systems, refueling systems, and more. If your process involves controlling gases, we can help. We are Weldcoa, your engineered gas control process experts.
During the 2025 GAWDA Annual Convention in Tampa, Allison Earlbeck was officially introduced as this year's GAWDA president. During her introductory speech, Allison unveiled her theme for 2026, Human Advantage in the Digital Age. Here to discuss that theme and everything else that GAWDA members can expect this year is our 2026 GAWDA president, Allison Earlbeck. Allie, thank you so much for being here. Can we start by having you explain what human advantage in the digital age actually means and why it's resonated so much with you?
I am so excited about our theme for this year. So we have had so much conversation around AI and all of the emerging technologies that are going to be so prevalent in the next, decade, century. These technologies are continuing to grow and there's no going back. And so I want to make sure that we are continuing to have the conversation with GAWDA members to show them how they can jump in and they can start utilizing AI so that it does provide value to their business. But I think that one of the most important things that we can do is also to reinforce the fact that humans are still such a pivotal part of our businesses. And I think that actually having emotional intelligence is going to be even more important in the coming generations because of the fact that AI is going to get rid of a lot of, data analysis and, all of the, some of the magic that we think that we bring to our companies. That is going to be transferred over to AI. And so then it leaves us with this existential question of, if AI is going to be better at doing some of these tasks, then where do we fit in, right? So I think that we need to start having conversations about how we can contribute in kind of this new era. I really do think that we're going to look back at this transition point and say, wow, we had no idea how much that was going to change things, not just from a technology perspective, but also from what really helps people rise to leadership and be successful in their roles. So really it's about having a dual conversation, right? One being AI is important. It will help your business. Let's talk about how we do that. However, humans are still going to be your advantage. So how do we lean into that, and how do we grow people and start to mentor them so that they have the soft skills, so that we can let the robots focus on the spreadsheets, and then we let the people be people and make those connections with each other, build a team, build consensus, rally people around a goal, and really get buy-in, because I think that really is what pushes things to the next level. So we're going to be focusing on both emotional intelligence as well as AI. So human advantage in the digital age.
Our in-person meeting slate kicks off a little earlier than usual this year, with the Northeast and Southwest regionals taking place before the SMC. So attendees will get to see your theme in action then. But registration for the SMC will be opening soon. Can you give viewers a sneak peek of the event and tell us why you're so excited about it?
I am so excited about our speakers. We are finalizing them as we speak, but as of right now, we have some really cool people that we are bringing to the stage that our group is going to learn a lot from. So first of all, we've got Cavagna, who really does a great job of showing us how you come into a room, your energy and the kind of, the vibe that you bring into your team or to your culture really does impact everything. So she's going to be giving us some really cool lessons learned there. She was a standout speaker at Seven Springs a year ago. So the group actually has gotten a chance to know her and loved her. So this is one of those times where we're gonna bring her back, right? So she's gonna get a chance to come back and speak to the group, and now she knows us a little bit better. So I think we're gonna get some really cool results out of that. And so we also have Jean Marks, who's going to be speaking as well. Jean Marks is a fantastic speaker who speaks a lot about technology, but I will also say the thing that makes me excited about having him on the stage is that he's really ready to bring us some practical insights. When we talk about technology, a lot of it can be quite lofty, which leaves us feeling intimidated and a little scared to jump in because it's just overwhelming. But Jean is going to be bringing some practical insights about some simple stuff that we can all do. So regardless of your business size, you can come home and you can implement something that he's going to give to our group. So I'm really excited about that as well too. We also have a motivational speaker. We've got Finally coming in, who's going to be doing a great speech. I'm really excited about that, about the power of being all in. And I think that's another one of those lessons where sometimes we need a good reminder. We might already know, right? But I think he's going to bring a really cool message to our group. And we have some great speakers for our educational tracks. So I can't announce all of those just yet, but I will say we will have Robert Gary from Lambton Welding Supply. He's going to be speaking about how to punch above your PSI. So kind of how to compete with some businesses that are maybe out of a different size than you might be. So I think that's going to have a really cool, it's going to have some really cool takeaways. We're also going to have Michaela Falconer come back. She was another speaker that we've had in the past that people loved. And she's going to come and be speaking to our group about, some of the tools in the toolbox that you might need to have as we welcome in these new generations who are bringing their emotions to work, unlike generations that we might have been dealing with in the past. So helping us get ready for that generational shift. And then also we're going to have Brad Davis, and he is going to be speaking about actually lessons learned from a near miss from a safety incident. So that also I think is going to be very profound and impactful for our group as well too. So lots of good stuff to be announced still, but I'm really excited about our speakers.
For members who've never been to Oklahoma City before, can you tell us a little bit about the city and why you're excited to host the SMC there?
So Oklahoma City, I will say, it's an underdog, and I love an underdog. So Oklahoma City, I will say, I guarantee you when you get there, it will surprise you. It is a very cool city. So not only is it central, so it's easy to get to, but beyond that, it's very walkable. They have really set up and designed the city with visitors in mind. So what I think is really cool about their backstory is they realized, hey, this isn't really a place that people want to come visit. So they actually implemented a penny tax on all sales. And with that, it got reinvested into building Oklahoma City up for tourism. So if you have not been to Oklahoma City in a while, I can tell you it's probably different than you remember it. So really cool, lots of cool bars and restaurants for our crew to walk to, but also some really cool venues for our events as well.
Shifting gears a little bit, you've now been president since October. Many past GAWDA presidents I've spoken to have all shared the importance of having a strong team behind you as you embark on your year as GAWDA president. Can you share some of the conversations that you had at Earlbeck before agreeing to join the executive committee?
It was really a team decision. So it was not one that I wanted to make on my own. I wanted to make sure that my leadership team also saw value in it because it was going to take away some of my focus from our business from a day-to-day perspective. And so with that, I did have a conversation with Joe Vincent, who used to serve actually as our vice president of sales, and said, I'd like to put you in the president role because I wanted everybody else to know I trust him when I'm away to be able to make decisions on our company's behalf. And so he stepped into that role. He's doing great, and he has continued to support us. But I will also say too, I think there's also a misconception about how much being a GAWDA president changes your day to day. I will say that there are pockets of busyness, right? When we start to get down to brass tacks on planning, certainly there is a lift there. But I have not felt in any way that I have had to really step away from my business or that my, attention has been, too terribly divided. So I will also say too, for anybody that's ever considering the role, it is very manageable. GAWDA staff and GAWDA media, they are a strong team. So really you're here to put in some, color commentary from the industry. But aside from that, you don't need to step in to run the association. It's already very well managed.
I know it's still early in your term, but has there been anything about being president that's been unexpected, either unexpectedly rewarding or unexpectedly challenging?
The thing that has been actually both super rewarding and also super surprising is how much better I've gotten to know our GAWDA members. I have been attending GAWDA meetings for the last 15 years. And so I knew the group pretty well already. However, being able to serve in this role has really allowed me to deepen a lot of those relationships, because one of my jobs is that I need to kind of check in with everybody, see how things are going, what they want to learn more about, what they need from the association. And with that, I realized that there is a lot more commonality than I think sometimes we give credit for. We all pretty much go through the same thing. So, my list of GAWDA friends has just continued to grow and gotten even better. And so with that, I have a lifeline of people that I can call if I ever find myself in a scenario that I haven't handled before. I can say, oh, wow, this is new for me. I haven't dealt with this, but I know my friend, over there at that company, they just were talking to me about how they went through this. So I can get some lessons learned. And for that, I will say, like I said, I already thought that I knew the GAWDA group pretty well, but wow, I have gotten to know them at a much deeper level, and that's been great.
Aside from the SMC and annual convention, is there anything else about this year as president that you're particularly excited about?
I am super excited about GAWDA Gives Back personally. So we're not at the point where we can announce who our charity is going to be, but I am really, really excited to be able to help choose what our GAWDA Gives Back charity is going to be. When evaluating whether or not I wanted to take this role, this was one of the deciding factors where I said, I don't think I'm ever going to have another chance to fundraise in this capacity. So it, to me, is kind of what made me, kind of sealed the deal in terms of it's worth it. At the end of the day, it's a volunteer role, but we get to leave our mark by the GAWDA Gives Back program. And that's an experience that I couldn't say no to.
Allie, this has been great. Is there anything else that you wanted to leave members with before we go today?
So I have said this time and time again, and I will say this until I am forced off stage. You get out of GAWDA what you put into it. So once I started to volunteer on the committee level and just started to get to know people in our industry, that was when GAWDA really started to show its magic, because we provide a ton of benefits to our members. But one of the things that I think sometimes we undervalue is the power of networking. And so I would highly recommend for anybody that is new, finding their role, just trying to figure out how to jump in, I would say start on a committee. It is as simple as going to the GAWDA website, take a look at the different committees that we have, and throw your name in the hat. And here's the thing, you don't have to be an expert. It's actually a great learning opportunity. So if you say, I know a little bit about safety, but I think I want to just kind of listen into that conversation, please join the safety committee, because I guarantee you will learn something, and you also will have something to give to. You'll have a different perspective, a new perspective. So please don't hesitate to jump in. Don't feel like you have to be tapped on the shoulder. Pretty much all of us just started by saying, I don't know what this is going to look like, but let me just show up to a committee meeting and see what happens. And then, it's a train from there.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. We look forward to working with you throughout this year as president, and you're already off to an amazing start, so thank you so much. During this year's annual convention in Tampa, members of GAWDA's Member Services Committee had the opportunity to interview first-time attendees right from the floor of GAWDA's Contact Booth program. You've already seen and you'll continue to see those interviews in episodes of GAWDA TV. For this episode, MSC co-chair Ben Black interviewed Ratterman Manufacturing's Sandy Grabert. Sandy, we hope that you had a great first conference.
Hi everyone, it's Ben Black with the Member Services Committee, and I'm here with Sandy Grabert from Ratterman. She's a first-time attendee at the newcomers reception. And Sandy, how was the GAWDA Guides event from your experience?
I actually thought it was tremendously great. Everyone was so pleasant to meet, and everything's so resourceful.
Now, as a first member of, as your first event, what are you looking to get out of GAWDA?
So I'm looking for those resources that I'll be able to use once I'm out in the field, and it seems like you guys are there, and there's opportunities to serve on the board as well, so I'm also excited about that.
Now, talking to all the different committees, what committee are you most interested in getting involved with?
So there were a couple that spoke to me, especially like the Women's Association, and then there's also one that had some technical and safety knowledge, so I have a little bit of a background from there as well, and I know they were looking for some people to serve.
Perfect.
Interested in that as well.
Perfect. Now, are you new to the industry, or what's your background?
I actually am new to the industry. I have some industrial experience. I did filtration previously, and then many years ago, I was also involved in selling valves, tubings, fittings, gauges. So, but definitely a newcomer.
Perfect. Well, thank you for being with us, and have a great time at your first event.
Thank you, Ben. It was a pleasure.
Finally, during the 2025 convention, GAWDA Media had the opportunity to join several industry legends at the Weldcoa booth. Today's sponsored supplier interview is brought to you by Weldcoa.
Okay, we're here at the Weldcoa booth. We had an opportunity and we took it. We got some legends with us. Okay, so first I'm going to start with Dave Mahoney, past president of GAWDA. Talk about when you installed the Weldcoa fill plant. When was that and how did that go?
Well, I got to tell you, when I first started looking at equipment, I'm one of these guys that invest early on. So I bought my first fax machine when they were $2,800. But when I went to Weldcoa and I saw their equipment, they had me like at hello. And I installed our fill plant in 2017. And just to watch the delivery and the setup was simply amazing. And I had never filled a cylinder in my entire life. And I went to see one of your plants in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I had a gentleman ask me if I wanted to fill some C25. And I said, sure. Well, within a couple minutes on a computer screen, I filled C25. And I said, where do I sign? So it's been there ever since, and it's great equipment. We really felt the world of doing business with Weldcoa, and I'd buy another one tomorrow if I needed one.
I love that. Next, I got Jack Butler, another GAWDA legend, past president. Jack, you got a spec gas lab from Weldcoa. Talk about that process and how it went.
Yeah, about 10 years ago or so, we wanted to get more automated in spec gas. So we got the auto self and the flammable specialty gas from Weldcoa. Unlike Dave, we didn't see anyone with that because it was kind of new back then. But we were really impressed with Melissa because she kept us, the whole project, it took about 6 months. We always knew where we were going. And we have it now. We can now fill flammable specialty gases. So we're safer. We can fill hydrogen mixes, which is our goal. And we fill hydrogen outside, but we fill hydrogen mixes inside in the very safe, fast Weldcoa plant. So thank you, Melissa and Hector, for your excellence. We appreciate it.
Love that. And we always talk about Weldcoa fill plants are a generational asset, which brings Liz to the table. Talk about the Ilmo fill plant, who even bought it, and how that's gone so far.
Sure. So we've been a long-time Weldcoa customer. I believe we started with palletizing our fleet, and then when it was time to move to a larger facility in 2000, my mom and her cousin Brad partnered with Weldcoa and put in their first automated fill plant right down the highway in Illinois, and it's been working excellent for us ever since. We've had one upgrade to move it to fully automated, but the longevity is fantastic.
Love it. And last question I got for Melissa. Heard you guys have been growing and expanding. Talk about some of the new hires and what you guys have been working on.
Before we do, I'd like to thank all three of you. So the relationships are very, very true to us. We've had a lot of generations and succession planning going on. And so there's been a lot of new people in charge of investments that they necessarily didn't make. And the fact that you trust us with your people, their safety, your production, and your business all together is a true honor, and we're there for you now, and we're there for you always. So thank you so much. And because we have all these systems still working, and we're still building more, or the distributors of GAWDA are still expanding, we had to expand our staff so we can support everyone, whether it's calibrations, making sure that your components are not going obsolete, that they're still functioning well, and any kind of upgrades or growth that you get. Because let's be honest here, 25 years, 20 years, 10 years, your business might change. And I want you to know that Weldcoa is there for you through that process. And it could be as slow or as big as you want it to be. The relationship's what's important, and we just want you guys to know that we're there for you.
Love it. There you go. Quick update here from Weldcoa. Thank you guys for playing ball with us and for all that you do for the industry. You guys are legends.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
GAWDA Media is the go-to resource for news and information about the gases and welding industry. Through our wide variety of publication platforms, GAWDA Media keeps our members up to date on all of the most breaking news, emerging trends, and member events in the industry. Want to get your company's message seen? We have a quarterly print publication, a twice-monthly newsletter, an online buyer's guide, and a twice-monthly news show. If it's happening in gas and welding, it's happening on GAWDA Media. Want to learn more? Contact your GAWDA Media representative today. Today's member news segment is brought to you by Anthony Carts. Check out the new CB6 6C 2WL HT cylinder cradle with full 360-degree mobility and heavy-duty handling today. This cradle is a rugged and highly maneuverable solution for transporting and storing industrial gas cylinders with ease. Whether you're operating in a fabrication shop, gas distribution center, or field service operation, the CB6 6C 2WL HT offers unmatched versatility and strength. Learn more or request a quote at Anthony's website, www.anthonycarts.com. We begin today's member news segment with some sad news. GAWDA extends its condolences to the friends and family of Martin Adams, who passed away at the age of 74. Martin co-founded Data Online in 1989. Beyond his professional achievements, Adams leaves a legacy of kindness, mentorship, and unwavering dedication. His impact is felt across the industry and among the countless individuals he supported throughout his career. In happier news, registration is open now for the first two regional meetings of 2026. The Southwest Regional Meeting takes place in Sonoma, California from February 10th to the 12th. Then the Northeast Regional Meeting takes place in Killington, Vermont from February 23rd to the 25th. The registration links for both of these events can be found in the description below. The 2026 GAWDA Buyer's Guide is now underway. You should have already received your listing, but please verify your information using the link in the description below. If you have changes for this year's Buyer's Guide, or you would like to sponsor it, contact your GAWDA Media representative today. Registration is also open for the 2026 GAWDA MBA program. The GAWDA Masters Business Academy is a 16-week, fully digital program for both current and aspiring leaders in our industry to learn the fundamentals of people management and business finance to grow in their careers. This year's program launches April 16th. CM2 Supply officially launched. CM2 Supply was formed following the merger of Central McGowan and Minneapolis Oxygen. As part of the unified brand structure, CM2 Supply is introducing CM2 BevCarb and CM2 Automation, newly named divisions that represent established service lines now operating within the CM2 family. The IWDC announced Mark Ramey as its incoming chairman for 2026. Norco Medical acquired Peterson Medical. AWG was recognized as one of Business North Carolina's top private companies. Airlife Gases acquired a controlling stake in Royal Helium Limited, a prominent helium exploration and production company based in Canada. Cavagna North America was honored with a Supplier Innovation Award at the 2025 Worthington Enterprises Annual Supplier Recognition Event. And finally, Meritus Gas Partners appointed Kevin Zimmerman as its new CFO, while current CFO Mike Mossbarger will move into a newly created East Region Vice President role. Meredith also celebrated its 5th anniversary on New Year's Eve. Congratulations! To learn more about any of these member news items or to submit member news of your own, read the complete January 1st issue of the GAWDA Connection in your email inbox today or by clicking the link in the description below. And that's our show for this month. Before we go, I wanted to remind everybody that we're hard at work on our first quarter issue of Welding Gases Today. The Q1 issue is the annual forecast issue, and we need your input. Whether your company is planning new products, adopting emerging technologies like AI, adjusting strategies in response to market shifts, or seeing changes in customer demand, your voice adds depth and clarity to our collective forecast. The forecast unites insights from both distributors and suppliers to provide a well-rounded view of industry expectations, trends, challenges, and opportunities. The link to participate can be found in the description below. We look forward to hearing from you. For all of us here at GAWDA TV, this is Steve Guglielmo signing off.